I think for me now, my passion is just teaching people, and I'll talk more about that in just a minute. This is my house in Maui. I live in Santa Monica, but I own a home. Has anybody ever been to Wailea? So I live right next to the Grand Wailea. I have a home there, right, literally right on the beach. This is my home in Santa Monica. I live there, and this is my car. Which, to be honest with you, I love my car. In fact, it pains me, and I'm not saying this, don't take this the wrong way, it pains me to be here. Because any day I'm here, I'm not with my car. And I don't know how to explain that to you. I custom designed it. It took 9 months to build. I put the top down, I hang out at the beach, and I love my car. So I just want to share, I mean, I'm not a materialistic person, I don't have a lot of jewelry, I mean, I have a nice house, but I love my car. So if you ever come to LA, and you want to know what I like to do for fun, come for a ride with me. I'll take you for a drive in my car, and you'll understand it's all carbon fiber. I mean, it's just insane, insane. So that's my car, and I thank you for sharing that with me. It's like therapy for me. I get to talk about it when I'm not there. So my mom, she sold Beanie Babies on eBay, right? And she had this mission in life to create something for other people. It wasn't really about her. She started collecting Beanie Babies in the late 1990s, and she wanted to collect the entire set. Now, you all know what a Beanie Baby is, right? Those little fluffy, ugliest things on the world. So this is a snapshot from her eBay listing. My mom's not with us anymore, so this hasn't changed in a while. It says, 4 years ago, my 6-year-old granddaughter, that's my daughter, decided she wanted to collect Beanie Babies. 6 years after the craze began, I made it my mission to acquire the entire collection. Isn't that what grandmothers do? So when she says the entire collection, she has a problem. It's an addiction to Beanie Babies, okay? So I went to visit her, and I took a picture, and I don't know if you can tell, but behind her are Beanie Babies, okay? So she decided she wanted to collect every single Beanie Baby in the world ever created. So when Thai Beanie comes out with 12 in Japan, she's got one of those 12. Everybody with me? So just a few weeks ago, my mom passed away in 2004. I bought my mom's house. I let my dad live there. He just passed away. I just sold the house. I need to go back and empty the house. Has anybody been to Pompeii? You guys ever been to Pompeii? You know what Pompeii is, right? Well, nothing in this room, this is a true story, nothing in this room was moved since August of 2004. Not one thing. And so I brought all these boxes with me. I want you to see what it looks like. There's, in bins, there were 6,000 Beanie Babies. I know more about Beanie Babies than anyone you've ever met in your life. I'm not proud of it. It's true. These pictures are part of one room. And then this room that you see here, this was like the pre-version. This is more like the current version. Now, the problem I had was, I knew what it looked like. This used to be my bedroom growing up. But I brought boxes, right? So I'm now taking the Beanie Babies off the shelf, and they're 6 rows deep. 6 rows deep. That's a problem. A 16-foot, you know how big 16-foot is? 16-foot trailer is how many feet we had to use to get the Beanie Babies from New York to California. This is another piece of the room. This is another piece of the room. Insanity is really what it's all about, right? So I go back there, and I start to think about the thing that motivates me. And the thing that motivates me is about making a difference in people's lives. That's the only reason that I do this. I don't need the money. By the way, how many of you think when I'm done, I'm going to try to sell you something? Can I just see a show of hands? Perfect. Okay? Now, what's important to understand is that if you do nothing, you get what? Nothing. And if you do nothing, you go nowhere. So I decided to think about what is the single most important thing we have in our life. What is that? It's not time. It's not people. It's not money. It's the things we leave behind. It's the impact we have on other people. Think about it like this. How many of you know someone that you've ever met in your life that's no longer in your life that had a dramatic and profound impact on you? Can I see a show of hands if you know someone like that? They're not with us anymore, but what do? We talk about them, and we remember them, right? And you will have that impact on other people. So I decided to write a book called The Legacy Effect. This book isn't about money, and it's not about power, and it's not about the internet, and it's not about outsourcing. It's not about any of those things. It takes place 50 years from now. It's about a young guy who works for a company called Achiever Magazine. And he hates his life. And he goes to the unveiling of his great-grandfather's 100th anniversary of his birth, where they have, all the jewels and the houses, all that stuff. He doesn't want any of it. So what he finds is some letters his great-grandfather wrote about his life. He looks back and says, how can that help me and affect me? And he starts to think about his legacy. The reason I share that with you is that most people think of their legacy when? Later when? Like just before they're going to die. The problem is you don't live a legacy. You leave one. And so if we can think about our legacies earlier in life, what's going to happen? We're going to live differently. Does that make sense? That's why I wrote the book. I want to play you just a very quick trailer. We're doing a movie, and this is like a little clip about the concept of legacy. How many of you know Les Brown? Anybody heard of Les Brown? He's a dear friend. So I'm going to play this for you real quick, and then I've got a couple of these I'd like to give away if that's okay. This is the first version. That's a collector's edition. We printed 10,000 copies. Each one is numbered inside.